Hello, and welcome to yet another exciting and amazing Let's Build. In this episode, or at least series, we're going to be working on building one of these small ranch houses that you see here. I think I made something similar to this, vaguely similar, a couple of months ago. Well, no, it's probably been more than a couple months at this point, but anyways, yeah, this is just going to be a let's build of a Rambler slash ranch house. Fairly small, fairly simple. Um, Hopefully it'll be kind of cool. I believe this floor plan has either 2 or 3 bedrooms and 1 bath, so it's a pretty simple sort of deal. So let me get started here. We're just going to place this up like so. This is just going to be a placeholder. I'm going to be kind of alternating between sandstone and endstone. So this is going to be 17 blocks long, so we got 2 already, so that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Alright, so you can see across the street there, this is approximately what this home is going to look like, just with different materials, obviously. So, let's see, so we're going to use the end stone to kind of frame the entryway here. I'm gonna do, how big should I make the window? Let's see. I think I will use oak wood as siding, or not siding, but rather, what do you call it? It's shutters. I don't know where I was getting siding from. Siding, shutters, not exactly the same thing, but anyway, we'll use those as kind of shutters for the front window. Okay, so we've got the front down, somewhat. We'll see exactly what I'll end up doing with that later, but now we're going to go back and work on the sides here, and those are going to be 11 blocks long, so we've got 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I'll build up a little pillar, and then we'll just go ahead and bring this around. So that's kind of the first lay of the house here. Now we're going to go into the floor plan a bit. I can never remember how I do these things. I think what we're gonna do is just put this in the middle here. So there's gonna be 4 blocks on either side of that. And then we'll just go ahead and bring these on up here. This will be where the bathroom is, which is a bit strange, I will admit, to have it, you know, with the window facing the street like that, but that's how these houses were designed and built, so I mean, I'm just kind of trying to replicate that as much as possible, so don't ask questions, right? I don't know. That's probably not a good philosophy to have, but whatever. So we'll just finish up with the side of the house here. We're gonna put in these little 1 block wide windows, like so. Still just trying to debate if there's anything more I want to do at the front of the house. I'm not quite sure. We're gonna have a door going out to the garage and patio right here. It's gonna have a detached garage, by the way, which I suppose bears mentioning. Yeah, so that's that. So I think I can get away with putting a fireplace in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. We'll just lay out the general frame, I guess you could say, for that, and I'm going to also make this a what do you call those? A bay window. So that'll stick out there. Oops. That'll be kind of nice. Alright, so now, since we've got the general form of the house down, let's go ahead and work on the roof. I'm just going to go ahead and do real quick. Pretty simple. It's basically just a pyramid type of deal with the full block here, and then a half block, and then another full block just going around the perimeter, circumference, or whatever exactly the phrase is. I don't think it's circumference. That just spouted into my head. But yeah, so we're just gonna fill this in, kind of a loop-de-loop sort of deal. I think I think this has been done before about a billion times in my videos, so if you've watched anything of mine before, you're not really missing anything. You can probably just go ahead and skip ahead a few moments if you'd like. If not, then I suppose you can stay and watch this very boring part, which is fine too. Suit yourself, you know, live and let live, all that good stuff, yada yada. We're almost done though, so it's no biggie. There we go. So now I think I was gonna use sandstone slabs, but I think just for the sake of keeping a variety of textures, I'm going to use birchwood slabs. And I'm just going to go ahead and go around. Actually, I'm just gonna put one more block there for that, just to bring it. I don't even know. Half the time when I do these let's builds, it's like I can't think of good or interesting or relevant things to say, but at the same time, I don't just want silence. So I end up just in this stream of nonsensical thought where I pretty much babble on about nothing. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. So here's the front of the house. I think it looks pretty snazzy at the moment. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do what I did on the house on the corner there, and put in these little kind of supports for the roof. Just an added touch. And actually, I think I'm going to make those spruce wood, so it kind of blends in with the general color scheme of the house a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so now let's go ahead and work on the interior. I think for the flooring, I'm going to use a mix of chiseled quartz and oak wood. Quartz for all of the kind of dirty areas. And by dirty, I just mean anywhere it could get messy. The entryway there, the kitchen, which I'm going to build in a second, and the bathroom. And the rest of the house will just have the simple oak wood planks, which would represent pretty much your period hardwood floor, which almost every house had beneath the carpet back then. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. And again, this is pretty much just tedious fill work, and there's nothing especially special about it. But it's obviously an essential when you're trying to build a house, so it just has to be done. And I don't know, I guess I could go all fancy and stuff and edit my videos, fast forward these parts, put in music and that sort of thing, but I don't know, it kind of seems like a lot of effort for nothing, especially given that, at least as far as I recall, there isn't really any demand for that, and I don't really, all of the free music I know of that wouldn't get in the way with copyright stuff or potentially monetization down the road, all that sort of music, either A, you hear it everywhere and it's just kind of annoying, or B, it doesn't really fit with my videos, my personal tastes, what I'm trying to, I guess the tone I'm trying to set, and honestly, I don't even know what tone I'm trying to set, but it's all like dubstep or drum and bass and that sort of thing, and I'm not necessarily hating on that music. I mean, granted, I don't terribly like it, but that just seems very overplayed. You can watch pretty much any given music, or not music video, but any given video, and that'll be the soundtrack. So right now, I'm just making the sort of chimney for the fireplace before I forget. That was just the reason I took that little detour. So there's that. And back to the inside of the house. We're going to use the dark oak wood doors, which have pretty much become the standard for my homes. And since we're in the general area and it's a pretty simple thing, I'm going to go ahead and furnish the bathroom. So let me put in the doors first. Toilet here, hardware for the shower / tub, lid for the toilet seat. Now let's go ahead and clear all this stuff out. Torch, carpet, and we'll use spruce wood for the cabinets, and then we need the quartz stairs for the tub. Actually, let me go ahead and do something a little bit different. I'm going to use this for the lighting in the bathroom, because it's kind of like one of those fluorescent sort of setups that were somewhat popular, seemingly, in houses around this vintage, which is mid-50s. So there's the bathroom, very simple, no frills, but you can get everything you need to done. A little vanity to brush your teeth and stuff, toilet, shower. All you really need. So now we're just going to go ahead and put in the flooring for the rest of the main living area. Just getting dark in the game. It's like all dark and cloudy outside. Not so fun of a mood. I don't know. But I think we're coming right along. Admittedly, I do notice that I am speeding a bit, but it's just because I've done this sort of floor plan and all the general motions a lot, obviously. I mean, if any of you guys have taken a look at my world, and just to cut myself off for a second here, I'm just putting in the fireplace details. Pretty simple. But yeah, I mean, if any of you guys have played or tried or explored my world downloads, you would know there is a lot of stuff here. And it's, you know, it's only expanded quite a bit since I first started, obviously. I mean, you know, what else would it do? But it's kind of repetitive, as you can probably imagine. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and make this door one block further up this way so I can have a little bit more room for the kitchen, but it's kind of repetitive, as you can probably imagine, which it's not an inherently bad thing because it allows a bit more time to get familiar with the floor plans, all the usual stuff, and of course with experience comes knowledge and ability, usually. So of course that's a good thing, but at the same time it does get a bit repetitive, building these sort of houses pretty much constantly, doing these interior details and appointments, and so it gets to a point where it's very difficult not to rush through that. And I know you guys, if you're watching this video, chances are it's to learn a thing or two about building and all that, so I do apologize for my occasional haste when it comes to these, but I don't know. That's just a symptom of being very used to playing this game, I guess. I don't know. If I were to do a survival series, now that I've teased it, I know you're probably, like, I've planted ideas that I, you know, don't intend on acting on, but if I were to do a survival series, obviously it would be much more slow and deliberate because I rarely play survival. I think the last time I touched my survival world was, I don't even remember how long ago. So that would definitely be very different pacing-wise, but since it's just so familiar to me, I guess the whole point of my little tangent there is just that it's, you know, out of familiarity, I kind of come to just blaze through these things pretty much. But anyways, off-topic rant aside, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up with the kitchen here. All we need at this point is the hopper and the fridge. And of course the hopper is going to be the kitchen sink. This door, and I forgot the iron block. Put in here. There we go. And one more thing, actually. I'm going to make this a stovetop range sort of deal. So that was a common setup back then as well. You had the little cooktop surface, and then you also had two vertical ovens. And both of those were, of course, where you'd actually put stuff like casserole or whatever, and then this is where you would use the stovetop. So, I did say this house was pretty simple, and indeed it is. This is pretty much all there is to it. Just a little ranch house. And I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead time-wise here so we can have the sun out when it comes time to do the landscaping. So I will do that, and I will be right back. Alright, so I'm back, and here we are right outside the house here. It is now daytime. Nice and bright as the sun is just coming up, and we are going to work on the landscaping. So, oops, I broke the door. Awesome. First, I'm going to just get away from this thing. And now, I will have to replace the door that I broke, and there's that. So anyways, now we're just going to go ahead and build out a little sidewalk. The garage, I want to say, is going to be down here about. No, how about here? That works. I just want it to be set up in such a way that the roof lines of the garage and the house aren't touching, because that's not bad. It's just kind of stupid looking, honestly. So we're gonna go back maybe 6 blocks here, so we can have 5 blocks of usable space inside the garage. And this is going to be very simple, no real elaborate designs to it or anything. I'm gonna put in a window though in a second here. I'll just put that right in the middle. So now let me grab these roofing blocks and put the roof on the garage. And again, just kind of a boring thing that you can probably go ahead and skip if you feel inclined to. You won't be missing anything, don't worry. Actually, I could probably just skip this stuff when I do the editing. And that's an idea for next time. Definitely an idea for next time, but I feel like the thing is, there's such a lapse between when I record these and I actually get around to editing them and stuff, so I feel like in the time between those 2 points, I would completely forget anything I wanted to do editing-wise with the videos, and of course that's partially my own laziness / procrastination, but partially because I only have so much time to work on these things, unfortunately, but oh well. I've been over that sob story with you guys before, I do believe, so no real need to run it into the ground. So we'll just go ahead and place this back around to the patio here. And we'll grab this block of oak wood. I really like that feature, by the way, the ability to acquire items just by clicking on them with the middle mouse button. It's very handy. It's very handy, and I am glad to have it. Because I am a lazy individual who would rather just scoot over a couple blocks to grab something than fish through the menu for it. Even if it is one of the first things right here, but whatever. Okay, so we'll put in these little fence bits for the gate, which is right here. See? Handy dandy. Handy dandy. And that, oops. Throw in some glowstone for lighting. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put in stone for the flooring here. Now this house, I was just thinking, it could make a pretty decent survival house, actually, like a first home that you could throw together. Obviously, you don't need to make it out of endstone. You can see across the street there that I've made homes out of other materials, which I assume are probably much more easily obtainable in survival. You could just chop down a whole grove of birch trees and probably have enough to make one. Well, maybe, I don't know. It depends on how big of a grove it would be, I guess, but point being, it's a pretty simple plan. You don't need a whole lot of extremely elaborate materials. You can pretty much make this look as fancy or as generic as you want, as you need, so it's a pretty legit design, if I do say so myself. Alright, so I'm going to put the driveway into this, probably off camera, because that's even more tedious than what I've been doing already. Just going to go ahead and put in some lights now. And one more back here, I guess. Alright, so now we get into the kind of landscaping portion. And I'm probably just going to keep it simple for this one as well. Just a little not too fancy sort of garden in the front, and then I also want to have some, you know, those little like aged planter barrel things that you see around. I think I will put in like 2 of those. So the driveway is going to be here. Property line is here. Sidewalk is going to be here. So we'll just go ahead and put in one here and one here. Or one here, rather. Put in the signs around it to represent the little like metal ties and stuff. Do that for the other one. All right. Put in some flowers, and there we go. Now, let's go ahead and grab some gravel and some coarse dirt, and then we'll just get to finishing or filling this in with these. I'm just going to use the coarse dirt where I actually plant stuff, and everything else will be gravel. We'll have a little spruce or cypress sort of shrub here, some flowers in the corner, flower on either side of this, and then maybe one right here, and another 2 there. This works. So let's grab some roses and red tulips, or poppies rather. Maybe I will put in red tulips. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to get some spruce leaves and just build up this little cypress tree. I never know what exactly these are called, because I get the impression they're pines of some sort, because I see them here, and we don't really have this cypress sort of climate, but at the same time everybody calls them cypress trees, and I don't know, it's confusing. But one last thing, just gonna throw in a bunch of gravel here in this area between the walkway and the house. And another thing I'm going to do off camera is put in a couple of trees. I'm just going to use my usual technique for that. I grab some stone. And build this up. Block in the middle. Oak sapling. Bone meal. Well, you guys get the idea, right? Something like that. So I'm going to put a couple more of those in the backyard, fill in the driveway, and then I will be right back with you guys. So alright, this is the end product here. This little ranch house. I put in the trees, like I said. A couple more in the back, of course. And I also put in this shrubbery back behind the garage, fill in a bit of empty space. Go ahead and go through one final spin of this house, or walkthrough rather. We have the fireplace here, kitchen, the bathroom, and bedroom 1, bedroom 2, and bedroom 3. Go ahead and close those doors. And on the outside we also have the garage, which is basically a 1-car sort of deal. Fairly small, but you could probably park something in here. Or at least, if you're playing in survival, use it to store your horses and whatnot. And just a simple but tastefully landscaped exterior. I really like the contrast between the end stone and the sandstone and the oak wood I used here. I think that's a pretty nice design overall. So yeah, like I said, this is a pretty simple house. It's a good thing to try as maybe a first-time build or as a kind of intermediate level survival house, something like that. There's a lot of room for expansion and modification, obviously, because it's a fairly simple design, and yeah, pretty nice house overall, I do think. So that's about it, I suppose. It's about, what, a 25-minute video? I know it's kind of on the long side, and I guess I don't plan on splitting this video up like I usually do. So it's kind of a departure from the norm, so please do tell me if you like it like this, or if you prefer the 15-minute videos. I think I had been over before, but sometimes it's just a lot easier to watch and digest something that's shorter than, say, 20, 30, whatever minutes. So if that's the thing you guys prefer, that is no problem at all. I can go back to editing like I usually do. This may just be a one-time thing. But if you like these sort of videos, then hey, that's cool too. That means a little bit less work for me. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you stuck through to the end here. If you enjoyed the video, please do feel free to leave a like or a comment or subscribe if you haven't already. If you didn't enjoy the video, then as always, please tell me why. That's completely fine. Everybody has their reasons. I just like to know those reasons. So, again, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next episode of whatever series is uploaded